Can you feel the anxiety, the collective holding of breath in Montreal? Because what was supposed to be a fresh start, a season brimming with youthful promise for the Canadiens, is already shadowed by a brewing storm off the ice and a very public stumble on it for one of their brightest young stars. Is Laine Hutson's future with the Habs already hitting a snag? Or is this just the turbulent beginning of a thrilling, high-stakes negotiation? The Montreal Canadiens kicked off their new campaign last night, stepping onto the ice in Toronto with a mix of excitement and the weight of burgeoning expectations. While the 5-2 loss to the Maple Leafs might not be the ideal start in the box score, it wasn't a performance devoid of positives. There were flashes of the speed, skill, and tenacity that promise a brighter future for the storied franchise. Nobody in the hockey world is hitting the panic button after a single game. The potential for this young, dynamic team remains undeniably high. However, beneath the surface of early season optimism, an off-ice situation is rapidly escalating, casting a long shadow over the team's promising trajectory and raising genuine concerns among the faithful. At the heart of this growing unease is young star defenseman Laine Hutson. At just 21, he's already a pivotal figure, but he's also a pending restricted free agent RFA at the end of the season. In an NHL landscape where massive long-term contracts are being handed out like candy to emerging talents, the question on everyone's mind is, will Hutson's deal come? The Canadiens, by all accounts, are eager to secure their future with Hutson. Yet, according to TSN hockey insider Darren Dreger, the negotiations have become anything but straightforward. Speaking on Overdrive, Dreger didn't mince words, describing the situation as a bit of a mess. He drew a stark contrast to other high-profile extensions, stating, "I wouldn't expect that this one is going to get done anytime soon." This isn't just a standard back and forth. Dreger highlighted a lot of emotion in that negotiation, with the player's family reportedly heavily involved. The complexity has reached a point where, wisely, both sides have agreed to put on hold for now. But make no mistake, as Dreger colorfully put it, it's a spicy meatball, a situation that needed to calm down before any further progress could be made. This isn't just about numbers. It's about navigating a deeply personal and emotionally charged landscape. Adding another layer of intrigue, and certainly not helping the optics, was Hutson's performance in that season opener. With contract talks reportedly reaching a boiling point, you'd expect a player of Hutson's caliber to channel that pressure into a dominant display, hoping to put all the off-ice distractions firmly behind him. Unfortunately, the script didn't play out that way. The 5-2 loss to Toronto saw Hutson go pointless, a rarity for a defenseman celebrated for his offensive contributions. More concerning was his -2 rating over 21 minutes and 3 seconds of ice time. Significant minutes that underscore his importance, but also highlight the impact of his struggles. The moment that truly encapsulated his difficult night came in the third period, directly contributing to Morgan Reilly's game-winning goal. A lost stick, a momentary lapse in positioning, and suddenly, the puck was in the back of the net. It was a sequence that left Hutson looking visibly frustrated. A stark contrast to the confident, dynamic player fans have come to expect. It was, by all accounts, not how Laine Hutson would have envisioned the start of his crucial contract year. So, what does this messy situation, coupled with a rough opening night, mean for Laine Hutson and Canadiens? From an analytical standpoint, the involvement of family in high-stakes contract negotiations is not uncommon, especially with young players. However, when it's described as heavily involved and contributing to the law of emotion, it can complicate the traditional agent-GM dynamic. As one former NHL general manager, speaking off the record, recently observed, when you have multiple voices, especially emotional ones, at the table, it can be incredibly difficult to find common ground. It shifts from a business discussion to something far more personal, and that's where things can get messy, as Dreger put it. For Hutson himself, the mental toll of these unresolved talks, combined with the pressure of a contract year, cannot be underestimated. Every shift, every decision, every mistake is magnified. A player wants to perform at their peak to maximize their value, but the psychological burden can sometimes lead to overthinking or, as we saw, uncharacteristic errors. It's a delicate balance between proving your worth and letting the pressure consume you. The decision to put talks on hold, while perhaps frustrating for fans, is likely a wise move to allow Hutson to focus solely on his game, at least for now. But here's the silver lining, the inherent beauty and relentless pace of the NHL season. There's no time for dwelling, no time to lament a tough opening night or the complexities of off-ice negotiations. Laine Hutson and the Montreal Canadiens are immediately presented with an opportunity for redemption. Tonight, they hit the road again, heading to Detroit to face the Red Wings. This isn't just another game on the schedule. It's a chance for Hutson to reset, to recalibrate, and demonstrate the mental fortitude and resilience that define true stars in this league. Will he come out with a renewed fire, determined to erase the memory of Wednesday's performance? Will he play with the unburdened confidence that makes him such an exciting player to watch? A strong bounce-back performance, a key defensive stop, a crucial offensive contribution could be the spark that not only reignites his individual season, but also send a powerful message to the Canadiens' front office. It's a chance to shift the narrative, to prove that the opening night was an anomaly, and that his focus remains squarely on the ice. The long-term implications of this messy situation extend beyond just Laine Hutson's personal contract. For the Montreal Canadiens, securing their young core is paramount to their rebuilding efforts. Hutson is viewed as a cornerstone, a future top-pairing defenseman. Delays or difficulties in signing him could set a precedent or create uncertainty within the organization regarding other young talents approaching their own contract years. It also speaks to the evolving landscape of player empowerment and the increasing involvement of player entourages. How the Canadiens navigate this particular negotiation will be a test of their management's ability to handle complex, emotionally charged situations while maintaining a clear vision for the team's future. A resolution, whether sooner or later, will undoubtedly send a strong signal about the team's stability and its commitment to its star players. The stakes are incredibly high, not just for Hutson, but for the entire Canadiens organization, as they strive to build a perennial contender. As we look ahead to tonight's game, the spotlight remains firmly on Laine Hutson. Will he deliver a performance that silences the critics and eases the concerns surrounding his contract, or will the pressure continue to mount? This is a story with twists and turns, and we want to hear your voice in the conversation. What's your take on the messy contract talks? How do you think Hutson will respond tonight? Share your thoughts, predictions, and any messages of support for Laine in the comments section below. And if you're as captivated by this unfolding drama as we are, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for all the breaking news and in-depth analysis on the Canadiens and beyond. Don't miss a beat.